If you think you're gonna have a kid and just be like, oh yeah, F that kid, no, I'm gonna go live my life, that's selfish as hell, for one. And for two, you're gonna end up damaging a kid, and then the kid has to go through this. Yeah, it's not you, but you gotta put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you know? Like, my kids they got their dad in their life because of the situation that I've been through. I'm gonna make sure they're straight. If you're gonna sit there and if you have any kids, you need a man to hell up or a woman to hell up, because it's like I said, you're gonna end up damaging these kids. They're gonna grow up thinking they're not worthy. They're gonna grow up thinking they're not important. Like, the first 1 through 7 years of a kid's life is the most important. And if you sit there and leave your baby mama, I'm gonna speak from a man's aspect on this one. If you end up leaving your baby mama and she goes through a bunch of depression trying to get over the situation, and one, there's already a lot of depression after postpartum, because that's just how a woman's hormones are. But if she's going through a bunch of depression in this kid's life and going through a whole bunch of men that don't really want her because she's not feeling worthy because things that you did to her, or the things that's with her parents, but it's like, since you have a kid with this woman, it's your job to make her feel like she's important, so that kid is getting that same energy. It's going to feel like it's not important. It's going to feel like, especially if she starts bad mouthing you, then now that's really damaging the kid. And that's what happened with me. It's like my parents were bad mouthing each other the whole time, saying, yeah, they don't care about you, blah, 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 blah. And now I just have these self-worth issues, And like, you probably can say that I'm making excuses and stuff like that, but that's not the case. There's proven studies about how the first 1 through 7 years, or even 0 through 7, like when they're in the womb through 7, are the most important to shape a kid. And it's like you're the reason for this kid's depression. It's a natural instinct to want your parents, to want your mom and your dad. That's natural. They look up to you. They just want to be like you. They're just kids. They love you, and they just want to be with you. But instead, you're being selfish, and you don't want, to be a parent. But the moral of this story is like, you really can damage a kid. So if you don't want to have kids, don't have kids. Don't put a kid through the pain that a lot of people are going through because their parents were selfish as hell. Just don't have sex, especially if you don't like the girl, bro. Don't have sex with her, because if you end up having a kid with her and you don't really like the girl, you're going to show that energy to her. Like, if you were just using her for sex and you end up having a kid, you're not going to have any feelings for her. So why, if you have a girl, then she's going to see that energy that you're giving to this woman, that you don't like her, she's not worthy or anything like that, then she's going to grow up not feeling worthy. So it's like, you just have to just not be selfish and conquer your lust. It's easier said than done. Trust me, I know. If you don't plan on marrying a girl, don't have sex with her. If you don't like her, don't have sex with her. If you don't think she's a great mother for kids, don't have sex with her. That girl don't need nobody if she ain't a good mother, And if you're not a good father, you need to figure out how to be one, It's like, nobody sits there and grows up being nobody sits there and like has a kid and is instantly a great father. No, it takes time, it takes trial and error, but you can do it. You just have to be willing to try. A lot of people aren't willing to try, and that's why, you got a bunch of effed up kids here, because they're just like, F this, I'm out, it got too hard. That's weak as hell. You're weak as hell if you think that. Just do it. Just know that, this kid is important. If you have effed up parents, you definitely need to be there for your parents. Not for your parents. You definitely need to be a great parent, or not a great parent. You just need to do your best as a parent. And do research on how, how kids are, and how they fiend for their parents, and how they look at you and want to be just like you and do everything you want to do. That's why I got on this personal development journey, because I see that the kids, they love you. They want to be just like you. I'm a singer. I make music. My son, he's a singer. He don't make music, but I bet if I turn on that mic and get him on it, he'll figure it out. My son's smart as hell, and he's confident as hell, and I love him. And he don't get that confidence from me. He probably do. I'll say I'm pretty confident in my actions. I'm pretty confident I can do anything I want. But secure wise, love wise, no, I'm not confident there, and that's because of my childhood. But my son, man, he's great. He's gonna be great. The kid's 4 and can sing. He's 4 and he can sing. He plays guitar. You know, like, he's gonna be great. I know he is. And I'm gonna tell him that today. I'm gonna tell him that, you know, you can do anything on this earth that you want to do. He's confident. He's cocky as hell, low key. Like, but I love him. I got two daughters. I got a 4-year-old. I got a 2. No, she's basically 3 at this point. Her birthday's 5 days after mine. A business week after mine. And I got a 5-month-old that's about to be 6 months, and she's sick right now. She's going through it. I feel so bad for her. But yeah, man, like I said, if you don't like the girl, don't have sex with her. If you don't see a future with this girl, don't have sex with her. If you don't think she's a great mother, nobody needs to have sex with her. And if you don't think that you are ready for kids, don't have sex with her, because you are going to damage your kid and you're going to add more depression into this world. And if you want to do that, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. But I feel like that's why this world's kind of effed up now, because there's so much, you know, neglect. There's so much just be there for your kids, bro. I really hope I said everything that I need to say in this video. That definitely was a heartfelt topic, because I feel like that's something that needs to be put out there for real. Everybody needs to hear this, especially the younger generation. If you don't like that girl, don't have sex with her. You know, especially since this generation glorifies that crap. It's like, it's not your fault. It's thrown all into your face, you know. You know, see the rap videos, you got girls sitting there throwing their BBLs and crap, and it's like, that stuff is just, you know, it's crazy, because, I mean, I guess it's hormones. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know enough to try to speak on it, so I'm not. But it's just a lot of things, you know, especially with these girls with their fake bodies and stuff. And it's like, some people, like, you know, they're effed up, you know, they got some personal stuff going on, so they are daddy issues, you know, back to what I was talking about. They feel like they have to get attention, they have to get validation from the external because they don't have the validation from the internal. And I feel like I'm the same way. I feel like I have to sit there and get validation from the external, and it's like, I don't want to be that way. I want to be able to get validation from my internal, and that's why I be doing all these hard tasks and different things in the mornings, you know, to try to get that self-love for myself. But sometimes it just feel like it's not there. Sometimes it feel like it is, but sometimes it feels like it's not. And it's something difficult to deal with, but we just have to try to overcome it. We just got to try to figure out what's going on. And if I find the answer, trust me, y'all gonna be the first to know. So yeah, you got these females that's looking for that external validation because they don't know how to get that internal validation. And it's like, they don't even know where to start to get that internal validation. So they're like, all right, well, let's go get it from these guys. And they posting all this stuff on this internet, getting all, you know, the likes and stuff, and all the kids. You got the men that's out here, they, you know, have these self-worth issues, so they're looking for the sex to make them feel good. They're looking for the same thing, the external validation, because they don't have that internal validation. It's like, it's an ongoing cycle of effed up people creating effed up people. It's crazy if you really think about it. If you really, like, just sit down and cut out all the distractions and just really just sit with that information, that there is a bunch of effed up girls with a whole bunch of effed up dudes coming together, just caring about the sex. They don't care about each other, they just care about the sex. They're creating a kid, and they're realizing that they don't like this girl and they don't like this dude. Then they split up, and they got this kid that's witnessing all that going on. You know, everybody that hasn't done their personal development to, you know, figure out what's really going on with them and what's making them unhappy. And it's difficult. Like, I can't sit there and blame anybody, because I used to be the same way, but it's like, you gotta try to figure it out. You know, you gotta try to figure out what's going on with you. And I'm still trying to figure that out. It's an ongoing cycle, but I know it can be overcame because I've overcame stuff before. So I know you can too. But like I said, it's an ongoing cycle. And you creating an effed up kid because you can't find your love, your self-love. You can't find all this stuff. And like, you know, you got your kids, they look up to you, then they see what's going on with you. You going through all these dudes or you going through all these females because you can't find yourself. And it's like, it's an effed up cycle. But I hope this video had helped you. If it did, please leave a like. Consider subscribing if this is the topics that you think about, if you're one of those deep thinkers or one of those theorists, I guess you could say. But I hope you guys have a great day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. You can see the sun out. Do something great. Know that you're great. And fix yourself. Take it easy. Love y'all. Stay grounded.